In this short video, we're going to look at the new thrunite tc20 Pro, which is an upgrade to the previous tc20. So let's unbox this one together and take a look at what it does. To tighten them down for it to work. And there it is. Like others, this one here is got 3 different power levels: low, medium, and high. You just hold the button down to change power levels. Pretty straightforward. Power it on, power it off, power it on, press and hold, low, medium, and high. Double click for turbo, which is really bright. If you double click, you get to turbo mode, and then a second double click gets you to strobe. So double click, and then double click, and it's into strobe mode, which is good if you're using it on a bicycle to blind drivers and let them know that you're coming, and cause them to have epileptic fits behind the steering wheel. I know I've seen a number of cyclists that do that. I think that by having their light flashing like that into oncoming traffic is going to help them be seen. It's quite annoying, actually. But anyway, it's to get attention. So if you're lost out in the bush somewhere, then you can use that to get attention. It uses Cree XP or XHP70 LED. The lens is an anti-reflective coated ultra clear glass lens. It's a smooth reflector, so it's going to throw quite a strong beam. It's more of a thrower, but not a super long thrower. Working voltage is 2.75 to 4.2 volts. This one's using a 26650 5000 milliamp hour battery. There's the drive circuitry. Pretty much like all the other ones, right? I think the big difference on this one compared to the previous models is it's going to be USB-C charging, which is pretty much the standard these days, is USB-C charging for those that don't have an external charger. Comes with a USB-C cable, and comes with a holster and hand strap and extra O-rings and so forth. Extra button light. This little button cap here. There's a little translucent button for the power indicator. USB-C charging holster. Basic stuff. We'll take this and I'll give you some running time with this. We'll take it out to the park and do some shooting with it when it's dark. Output on this one, 3,294 lumens in turbo mode for 200 seconds, and then it drops to 1,500 for 112 minutes. High power is 1513 lumens for 116 minutes. Medium will put out 264 lumens for 10.5 hours. Low power is 30 lumens for 89 hours. And Firefly mode is 30 lumens for 69 days. To enter Firefly mode, you just push and hold. And what Firefly mode is really set up for. What is Firefly mode for? Well, say your power goes out and you're in the dark. Firefly mode is there. You just have your flashlight facing up at the ceiling. For one, it can operate as a night light, like you've got it in a bedroom or something pointed up at the ceiling. It'll act as a night light, but it also acts as a way for you to see your flashlight. So in a completely dark room, which I can't make the room completely dark here because there's things running like my monitor and stuff, but in a completely dark room, this will let you find the flashlight. It actually gets quite bright when you look at the reflector itself. The smooth reflector is actually quite bright, and it does, in Firefly mode, send out actually a fair bit of light. You could use this in Firefly mode in the dark to see where you are going. It gives off enough light in Firefly mode. Firefly mode actually lets us zoom in on the reflector and the LED chip. As you can see, there's 4 distinct sections to the LED chip. With that smooth reflector, it really gives a nice solid beam. Since this is a flashlight video, we're going to take this out, show you what it looks like now that it's dark. I will take it outside and we'll we'll take a peek at how this one performs. Okay, for our dark test, I'm going to test a couple different flashlights. We're going to look at the tc20 and the BSS V5, good old Catapult V6, and of course the new tc20 Pro. We'll start out with the tc20 Pro. So let me just turn off my headlight here. This is the tc20 Pro, and we are shooting into the park, down the hill, out into the distance. If I pan the camera over to the right, we'll see what type of nice beam that this one has. I'm not in the same place at the park that I usually am. Get a nice shot into the distance where you can see the tree branches and the trees, which are of course completely bare because it's January. So this is the new tc20 Pro. We'll compare it to the Catapult. This is the Catapult V6, which is the true thrower. And as you can see, the Catapult has a much narrower beam. So that's basically the difference. If we look at the beam that this one throws out, this is the Catapult, and we'll go back to the tc20 here momentarily, as soon as I can find the power button. Okay, there's the tc20, much wider flood as opposed to the tight beam of the thrower. This is in high power mode. If I click it into turbo, there's turbo mode. Okay, there's high power, and there's turbo. And that's turbo for the Catapult thrower. So you see the difference in the beam. It's still a relatively concentrated beam, but it is a wider beam than the thrower, which is more of a spotlight. We'll now compare to a couple of others. This one I'm going to look at now. This is the older tc20, and this is also in turbo mode, so you can see the difference between the tc20 and the tc20. And we have another one to look at here as well. This one here is the BSS V5. Again, we'll put this one in turbo mode. And there's the BSS V5. BSS V5, which uses the 18650 battery, and this one here is the tc20. You can see that the tc20 is a hotter beam for sure. It's again is the BSS and the tc20. Those are the only ones I brought with me tonight to compare. One nice thing is it does use a 26650 battery, so the runtime is going to be longer than those flashlights using the 18650. Longer runtime is always appreciated when you're stuck in a power failure or you're out in the dark walking. It's got a really nice broad beam that's not too concentrated, but it still has a fair amount of throw. Again, not the same type of throw that the thrower has though, which is that one. Thrower again has a very concentrated beam, which is more for looking for something in the dark. As you can see, we're looking down here in the park. You can see the trees, but not much else. And we go back to the tc20, which we can still see the trees, but we have a much broader beam. So that's a quick demo of the tc20 in the dark. The one I didn't compare it to, this is the thrower headlight that I have also brought with me. So this is a more of a thrower. It's a head-mounted light. And you can get an idea of the concentrated beam that it has. And then we'll put on the tc20 beside it. On the left is the thrower headlight, and on the right here is the tc20. And now I gotta go because it's starting to rain and I don't want to get my camera wet. I've been trying to do this video for a few days, but we've been getting a lot of rain here lately, so I haven't wanted to take the camera out. So today was the first night I was able to get out with the camera. So hope this helps clear things up as far as a comparison between the beam spread for these different lights. So there's a quick look at the tc20 Pro by Thrunite. It's basically the same as the tc20, but with the addition of USB-C charging as opposed to micro USB. Specifications themselves are very similar. Nice light, nice even light, and I think this will be a winner like their other flashlights. I've got a number of them here. I've put them through all kinds of abuse tests, use it at work, lost a few of them, set it down and forget where I put it and come back and it's gone, because anyone that finds one of these isn't giving it back. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Link is in the description. Bye.